This is The Brain Truth with Allison Jordan. Prepare, renew, reclaim. And now, your host, Allison Jordan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Brain Truth with Allison Jordan on intellectualradio.com, an iHeartRadio station, Apple Podcasts, find us on YouTube, 1073 VIP. And guess what? I'm back on Facebook Live. I was in Facebook with jail, but I'm out. So hi, Facebook. I'm back. Anyway, listen, guys, we want you guys to call in tonight. Please call in. We've got an incredible guest. We're going to be talking about some really cool stuff. So the number is 708-545-2446. 708-545-2446. And Krishana's going to put it down on the bottom. See? Ooh, that was so seamless. I'm in the studio right now with Bindi and Rocco. Bindi is obsessed with her tail. So, excuse me, they're both in here. So if things go crazy, sorry, that's Bindi's fault. But anyway, I am so excited about tonight. I don't even know if some of my my staff know what I'm gonna tell the guests, because I have a little something over here that I want to show y'all. It's gonna be really cool. But I also want to say thank you to Prophetess June, one of our brain gang. She's also my spiritual advisor. And I just noticed she sent me a Cash App, little gift. And then everybody who sent me gifts. Did I see y'all since my birthday? I don't even know. Wait a minute. I'm all off. Should I say, did I? Anyway, did I? I think I did. I'm so confused, right? I'm so confused. Because did I tell y'all at my birthday party, they did a surprise on Zoom and I showed up with no clothes on, looking busted. They had told me it was a production meeting and I ran into the Zoom and I didn't have on no clothes. First of all, why didn't I have on any clothes? And I'm getting ready to go to a production meeting. But anyway, yeah, I had a birthday party on Zoom. It was so fun. It was so cool. And I just want to say thank you for everybody who showed up for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I love you. Okay, so let's get into our sponsors. First, our sponsors for The Brain Truth are Swabs and Swirls. Again, we are a rapid COVID testing company. So go to swabsandswirls.com. That's swabsandswirls.com. Or you can reach us at swabsandswirls@gmail. And, book us for your next family gathering, special event. We'll come out. It's free. We're mobile. We'll come out and test you at your house, at your event. So give us a call. NAMI, South Suburbs of Chicago. Of course, as you know, that I'm a board member of River Edge Hospital, Epic Arts and Entertainment, Patch Party Club. I'm going to be getting some really cool patches to give away to the audience soon. And The Brain Truth, Wakana. Remember, get your CBD. We had a whole show about it. So go to Brain Truth Wakana. And the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Walsh Generational Wealth, and Nexa, the mortgage calculator. So those are our sponsors. Now, if you want to be a sponsor, because we still need sponsors, like seriously, and I know the work that we're doing here is having an impact. And if you just want to support us, support some of our Brain Gang members, please go to our website at www.thebraintruth.com. And you can always send us a Cash App. We take Cash App, or you can just simply go to our website if you want to become a sponsor, because we need sponsors. Okay, so let me go into the Brain Buzz. It's time for the Brain Buzz. And that's our new segment where we do the little, what's happening around the place with the brain. Okay, so have you ever heard of like the winter blues? Like seriously, like the winter blues, like people say, oh, I just got the winter blues, but it's really, really real. Okay. CNN just released an article yesterday about seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but this disorder is a form of recurrent depression that happens seasonally and most frequently during the colder months of the year. And it peaks on the third Monday in January, which was yesterday. Okay, so I was sad. And it says this day is called Blue Monday, and it's thought to be the saddest day of the year for many people. And I was sad yesterday. So that explained it. Oh my goodness. I want to know who else was sad. Okay. According to statistics, 5% of Americans experience SAD in its syndromal. I don't know if I said that right, Dr. Gettings. I'm sorry. Syndromal form, and 15% deal with its subsyndromal. You got to tell me what these were. Form, where symptoms may not be severe enough for a diagnosis. We got to know what subsyndromal syndrome sub. I don't know. May not be severe enough for a diagnosis. The article states that 1 in 5 people are having some form of symptoms during the winter. Some symptoms of SAD include sadness, of course, low energy, fatigue. I was really tired. Losing interest. I was talking to my mom, like, why am I so tired yesterday? Then, of course, she was like, you got COVID, but losing interest in activities, changes in appetite, weight and sleeping patterns. I didn't sleep. And social withdrawal. Extreme cases can have a significant impact on a person's ability to function. This is fascinating to myself. I'll be reading stuff and I'll be like, dang, I just learned something myself. SAD is more prevalent among women in their fertile years. Well, that ain't me. But it affects both men and women. The conversation about SAD continues to create a debate in the scientific community as clinicians continue to understand how the brain affects mood. But if you are feeling extra sad lately, the article named bright light therapy as an effective treatment in self-care, such as physical exercise, which I did today. And I haven't done it in a long time. And I feel a little better. I feel a little happier, which is something we'll be talking about later on the show. Wow. Okay. For more information about SAD, please log on to psychiatry.org. That's www. Right there, it's on the screen, psychiatry.org. I don't know if most people know how to spell psychiatry, so do a screenshot, write it down, but that's psychiatry.org. Okay. All righty. So if you guys want to call in, y'all call me right now. If call me on this phone. Somebody call me. If you guys are experiencing SAD, or if you just want to call in and say, hey, you see me back on Facebook, or, talk to our guest tonight. But call me at 708-545-2446 is going across the screen. So call me, because yesterday I was really sad. But could I just been sad? Or was it Blue Monday? I don't know. Dr. Getty's going to help me out with that. Because then everybody going to be walking around like, I got sad. So we got to talk about how you diagnose that for real, and what the syndrome, all that stuff is. Okay. All right. So let's get to our disclaimer. Okay. The Brain Truth does not serve the purpose of providing medical treatment or therapy services, diagnosis, prevention, or cure for any physical, mental, or emotional issue, disease, or condition. As a member of our audience, you agree that the Brain Truth does not assume liability for any physical or mental disease, condition, or issue, or any other type of loss or damage due to any information shared on our broadcast. Okay, so tonight's topic is athletes and mental health. And as you guys know, I was actually married to a professional athlete. And yeah, and I always talk about, like, if I knew what I knew then, now, some of the stuff was surrounded around when he had, his last game. He was a professional NBA, his 3 world champions with the Chicago Bulls. And yeah, so I always wonder, like, how did that feel to go from there to just, back to just having to do whatever. But, we could always ask him. Over the last year, we've seen more and more elite athletes discuss their mental health, be open about their mental health, and be more intentional about tending to their mental health. From Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka to Michael Phelps. I remember that. I was a big Michael Phelps fan. Athletes are beginning to acknowledge their mental health in a way that has not been acknowledged before. And I agree. Statistics say that among professional athletes, data shows that up to 35% of elite athletes suffer from a mental health crisis, 35%, which may manifest as stress, eating disorders, burnout, or depression and anxiety. And I can imagine for sports like when you go into the Olympics and, like, when you're doing the balancing beam and all that kind of stuff, how you have to watch your weight and figure skating, that could be rough. Tonight we have on our show, though, is Tori Shonuff Nelson. Let me say that one more time. Tori Shonuff Nelson. I'm so excited to meet her. I'm like real kind of low-key nervous. Like, can I get an autograph like through the screen? Tori is a 13-time 4-weight division world champion and 2022 Boxing Hall of Fame inductee. Wow. She is a definition of an elite athlete. Tori is going to be sharing with us her road to success, her mental health struggles, and as an athlete, and the role she plays in activity. The role her activity plays in her physical health and mental health. Please welcome to the show. Do we have a drum roll? Tori Shonuff Nelson. Tori Shonuff Nelson. Tori Shonuff. Hey.
Hi. How are you?
I'm gonna be fighting you, girl. I'm your friend. I'm your best friend. I'm your cousin. Hi, Tori. Oh my God, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Thank you for having me on this show.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I know you guys want to show a little clip, and then I want to show her something when we come back for it. So let's watch this little clip about Tori. I'm so excited.
Boxing has changed my life. My name is Tori Nelson, ranked #1 in the United States, ranked #2 in the world.
Tori's strengths as a boxer are actually multifaceted. You can't teach instincts to fight.
A lunch lady, a bus driver, an IHOP waitress, and a pro boxer.
And she always has a smile on her face and enthusiastic and energized.
All those things, she's a role model for so many.
I'm going to go to be the world champion. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah! Okay, so I gotta tell y'all a little secret. Tori, I am a professional boxing promoter.
Get out.
I am licensed in the state of Indiana, and hold on, boo. This is the title fight belt.
That's
the
beautiful.
boom is heavy too, and it comes in like a cool little suitcase with locks, honey.
I'm gonna have to come back so I can fight for
And
you.
then you're gonna fight for me. But this is the UBO. Are you familiar with the Universal Boxing Organization?
Yes.
Yes, I have an agreement with them, girl. So that's the light.
Wait, I think I have one of those. I think
You
I got
do?
the UBO belt.
Which weight class?
I can't even remember the belt that I have. I just love to fight. So it was
Girl.
Yeah,
So this is the All-America Light Heavyweight Champion fight. And so Derek Durr, he's a 3-time champion, whatever. He's fighting. He's one of the contenders. He's contending. He's got to fight for that belt.
Oh, wow.
You can have that belt till you get it. So boxing is like my favorite sport. My son is a boxer. I have a boxing gym inside of my studio. I was a judge for USA Boxing when my son was fighting. And nobody could know that I was a judge because, of course, because I'm his mama. But boy, if I would have known to give him some kind of wink or something, because he was one stroke from the TKO. I was like, just tap him in the triangle, tap him in the triangle. Like, wow, girl. But yes, I love boxing. Goodness. So welcome. So it's an honor to meet you.
Well, thank you. That is so good. I love seeing female promoters. I love seeing female anything in boxing. I love it.
Girl, okay. So first of all, it is a bogus. I mean, wait a minute. Sorry, y'all. I'm lying. I'm on every platform. It's not, I shouldn't say, but it's rough. It's a rough industry. I know from the promoter side, I'm just a newbie, right? Mm-hmm. But from the other side, tell me why you wanted to box, how you got into it, and how you gonna be at IHOP, be a mama, drive a bus, and knock MFs out. Like, tell me this journey. Tell me this journey.
Oh my goodness. You know, I got into boxing because, for one, I mean, I was fighting all the time. I'm the only girl and the baby of like 3 boys. So I got the hands.
Okay.
I got them real quick.
Well, you said you got them hands. Were they fighting you? Were y'all like roughhousing and one day you just knocked somebody out and you were like, I'm about to just Get paid for this, right?
No, you know what? I didn't even. People say, "How did you get into it?" I was going to be a state trooper,
Okay.
and boxing chose me.
Okay.
I went. My ex was like, "You need to go," and like I had anger, so I was like, "I need to get this out." And he
Okay.
was like, "Go to boxing. You need to find a boxing gym."
Mhm.
And go and show your skills, get it out your system. So I
Right.
was like, okay, bet. So I go to the gym, and the man that owned it actually became my coach. He became my everything.
Yeah, because
Yes,
that's important, like to have a coach, a trainer that's devoted
yes.
to you because it's a long journey. So how old were you when you went to the gym with your
I
anger?
started boxing very late. I was 29,
Oh, wow.
28, 29. Yeah. And that's very late for boxing.
It is very late.
And he took me
Huh.
under his wing, and he asked me, he said, "What do you want out of this?" I said, "Well, you're gonna pay me, because what I won't do is be getting punches in my face for free."
Right.
He said,
Right.
"Well, you gotta be an amateur, and if you good, then yeah, you're gonna get paid." I was like,
Okay.
"Okay, you pay me, I'm gonna be the world champion." He was like,
Wait
"Okay."
a minute. So he paid you?
No, like he was saying, once I
Oh,
get,
once you start
once
getting
I
all
become
your fights
pro
under your
and
belt,
start getting
turn
paid,
pro.
exactly.
So
And
how
I was
long did
like,
it take?
okay,
How because see, I know boxing. It's first
yeah,
of all, y'all watching this. Okay, so let me put this into perspective. This girl is a real athlete because
yeah,
boxers have to be disciplined.
yes.
Tell us, like, tell people because some women. I want women to know understand boxing. What does it look like every day when you're training for a
Oh
fight?
my gosh.
Go. I know.
The first in the morning, your first training is like maybe an hour.
Mm.
And then you
Like
get
6
to
in the morning, 5 in the morning. What?
mine was at 8 in the
Okay,
morning, because
that's
that's
late.
after I had to drop the kids off at school.
Right. Forgot about all that extra. Woo. Okay.
But then after, like in the evening, your training starts at 5. You can
Mhm.
get home at 9 or 10. Like it doesn't, the time when he said you're done, you're done.
Right.
And I mean, it consists of you're working. You're not in there just lollygagging and playing. Like you putting rounds in, you're lifting, you're running, you're on a treadmill. Like it's something all the time. Like you're not sitting in there.
Right.
You have to make weight. Don't have to make weight. Oh,
So what was your weight? What were you?
I
Uh,
was a middleweight, and then
middleweight.
I fought in a whole bunch of them. Like I was a welter middleweight, I was a middleweight, I was a
So tell people what the weights are for that.
okay,
For
so it's like I think the welter was the lowest I went was maybe like what is it, 52 or 48 or something like
yeah,
that.
welterweight.
And
That's
then my weight class middleweight was 154,
wow.
and I felt amazing there. Then I went
Yeah.
up to 160, and then to fight Clarissa Shields, I had to be like 170 something. I couldn't even
Right.
make the weight, like, but that's a whole nother thing. Like people do not understand.
Yeah.
They like you see finish, the
But you
finish
don't
part.
see, girl, I done had to move my fight
Oh,
like 16 times waiting for this dude to lose his dang on weight now. It's the
yeah.
last
But
time.
you know what? It's easy in my book to
Yeah.
lose weight. The gaining is the hard
Oh,
part,
it's hard to go up.
because
Right.
you're like your body is one weight, and then you're eating, but remember you're still working out.
Right.
So all the food that you put in, you're losing it and in a workout. So
So
yeah,
tell me, okay, so because I'm looking and okay, so you worked at IHOP. How the heck can anybody work at IHOP and try to lose some weight? Oh my gosh. Okay,
oh,
so I'll be angry too. Like, here's your pancakes, sir. Why you gotta get extra? Why you gotta put that sour cream on it and these extra mash, slamming plates down?
ain't
No,
it
but
right?
seriously, how did
And,
you
oh
do
my
it?
God, especially cutting weight and you
Right.
smelling all this food. Oh my
Woo!
God. Angry.
Angry.
Yes.
So tell me, how did you do it? Like balancing everything. And then we're going to get into, your mental health and how was that
Yeah.
affected, but having kids and all that. So I heard you say you were angry and you
Yes.
started boxing. So was that pretty much the evolution, or tell me that journey of how it plays into each other? How did this all come about?
Okay, as far as like the angriness came in losing this weight,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like you said, I'm working at IHOP. I mean, I'm still a single mom. I drive school bus sometimes, like it was a
Yeah.
lot. But then like your cutaway, you still training. So as you are to be 20 people in one.
Mm.
And that's a lot. Like that is a lot. You got a
But it's
lot
a
of heavy.
choice though, Tori. So
Yes,
if you
it really
chose to
was.
do it, it was something that you said earlier. It was just like something in you that made you want to fight. Like was it
Oh, you
saving
mean
your
as
life, making you
oh
happy? Like,
yes, yes. I mean, I was just being a girl by myself, the
mm-hmm.
loneliness. And I mean, and then my dad, I didn't have my dad. My
Okay.
dad wasn't there. And just my mom worked all the time. So my brothers raised me. So
Mm.
you're looking at a only girl, a baby of the whole group, and you got teenagers raising me.
Mm-hmm.
So we always was arguing and fighting, and so that just built anger and anger and anger
So
on
these are
top
like
of it.
real fights. Like they were
Oh
fun
yeah.
fights, and then y'all was just beating each other's
Oh no, we
natural
got
born.
down. No, we
But
got
why were y'all
down.
fighting? What was the anger? Why? What?
Just
Like,
in general, like, they say boys fight all the time. Well, okay, I was a boy too. So,
right,
like, let's say, Tori, go wash dishes. But I was supposed to wash dishes because I held my ground. I was never that girly girl that you was not gonna push me over.
right.
So I know I'm not washing dishes. It's not my turn to wash dishes. So what they thought was they could push me and bully me. But
Mm.
no, I'm standing my ground. So that's a fight. Just
So
anything
you
was a
were
fight.
just pretty much being on the defense, you think?
Yes.
And so by always having to take up for yourself, being the only girl, not having your
Yeah.
dad around and all of that, you felt this need to like just start fighting everybody.
Fighting, just
That
fighting.
was your road. And was a fighting like just a fighting kind of thing? And then you say, okay, I'm just gonna box now and put that anger in an
Yes.
organized way. So then
My
tell me the journey of being a kid, having to fight.
okay.
Do you feel like you were just fighting your whole life to the
I
ring?
really
Like,
was. In school, I would get in trouble. I would
yeah.
fight. Like, thank God I had an uncle that was on school board to keep me in
Oh,
school. But
ooh, ooh, that's some
but we ain't gonna talk about that.
nepotism. We ain't gonna talk about that. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, like I mean, I just had so much anger. I just wanted to fight all the time. I don't have the girl like girls talk. I
Yeah.
don't have that.
You
Like
talk
I'm
with your
swinging.
hands.
Exactly. I
Okay.
cut
That's
out
why I'm
the
your
middle, but
cousin and your best
I'm
friend.
swinging.
Okay. I love
So
you.
then, and I used to hit my ex, and he used to be like, "Tori, you cannot
Oh.
keep hitting me.
So
You
you
can't do
so
this."
you beat up your ex-boyfriend?
My ex-husband, yes, I used to
Your
put the
ex
hands on him, but he
so
was a
like
bigger
real
guy.
abuse. Like you're sitting here telling us that you literally abused your ex-husband.
Yeah, yeah. And you the first to know.
And
And
so
then, okay,
seriously, so he knows
yeah.
and he like if he's listening, is he like somewhere going, I told y'all she used to beat me? Or
Oh yes,
I
yes,
told y'all, or does he know? Is
yes.
that sort
He
of
was
like
like, "Tori, I will call the police on you if you put your hands on me again."
really?
Yes. So that's when he was like, "Yeah, we're going to this gym. You need to go to boxing because
Okay.
you
Oh,
need to
so
get
your
it out."
ex-husband was the one that
Yes,
sort of was like, you ain't gonna be beating on me. Well, first of
exactly.
all, shout out to the Hey Jam, I see you. Shout out to the husband
Yeah.
that didn't beat you back.
Oh, exactly. Because
First,
he
so let's
probably would have
just
hit
say
me
that.
once and knocked me out because he was a bigger guy.
Okay, and
Yes.
saw that there was something there
Oh,
that
yeah.
needed.
His
So
patience was ridiculous.
did you get help or any kind of mental help, any mental therapy for it, or you just use boxing as your way of therapy?
Boxing was my therapy.
Okay.
Boxing was the best therapy I could have ever done. I
Okay.
had an outlet,
Yeah.
So I went, and I'm telling you, he was like, my trainer was like, where you get this from?
So why he your ex then? Since you got better and you weren't beating on him no more, because he did it. Why he leave?
Oh, that's a
Oh,
whole
you ain't gotta
nother
tell me, girl. I'm just nosy as all getting down. I mean, we can pivot this show if you want to. No, but
Look, that's another show. You put me
okay,
on that,
well,
I
come
give
on
it to
back
you.
because I like to know that kind of stuff. But anyway, okay, so you're an athlete. and now you're on this road. And
Yeah.
tell me about the journey to stardom. Like,
Oh,
here you are now, this boxing is helping you with your mental. And so did you ever have any lows and highs, or
oh
was,
yes.
so tell me about this journey to being a champion.
Why I never was the one to go out and about like that. And I
Mhm.
was a mom. So I didn't get the publicity that everybody else was getting.
Okay.
So my main thing was to really show out in the ring, because that's mainly where people saw me. A lot of girls was getting publicity because they was out at these shows, and my coach was like, Tori, you got to go to these shows. You got to let the people see you, get to know you. I don't have time for that.
Right.
So, I mean, that was hard to know that I could have been much further quicker, but everything is on God's time.
Yeah.
So I don't regret it at all. Then the up and down in the weight, because people didn't want to fight me. So it was
Mm.
hard. So now I'm going up and
People didn't
down
want
in
to
the
fight you
weight.
because why, they were scared, or that you were going up and down in weight and you are strong and you go down, or what?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know, maybe all of it. I can't speak for
Yeah.
them. I'm gonna say they were scared, but I can't speak for them. But I mean, but I had to do what I had to do to fight in this ring, to fight. So I would go from one weight to another weight, then drop back down. So when it
Mm.
came down to Clarissa,
Yeah.
the championship fight that
Girl,
I
yes,
won,
honey.
yes. So mind you,
What
I
were
already had
was that clip? No, I didn't see if that wasn't the clip they showed. That
no,
wasn't her, but you
no,
beat that
ma'am.
girl. You knocked that girl out.
Oh
Is she
yeah,
okay? Do you send flowers when you're done? Like,
no, but you know what?
you
I do pray for them.
okay.
I
Oh,
go over to that corner and I pray for them. I really
okay.
do.
Well, that's sweet. Okay, tell me about the Clarissa. Yeah, I need to hear about this.
The
This
Clarissa fight,
that's the
oh my
fight.
gosh. Like, I had to get up to like 170. They said, okay, we're gonna give you 168. Give or take a
Wow.
pound, as you know. So, but they was like, okay, I couldn't even make the 68. I was eating big breakfast, like big
Wow.
right before weigh-ins.
Yeah.
That's number one rule, no.
Right.
But I couldn't. I got on the scale at 66. And they was like, that's not your weight. No, that's not my weight. But to be the best, you got to fight the best.
That's
And I'm
right.
coming to fight her. So I got to do whatever I have to do.
Right.
So then, like, okay, we fought, it was very hard. It was
Mm-hmm.
very hard. My mind was playing games like, you're not your weight. You're going to be sluggish. And I had to push all that to the side. Like,
Right.
I have to stay positive. It was not there. So
Okay.
then, that was my first loss.
Right.
And I sank. I went home. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't like phantom. I lost.
Mm.
Like all these years.
So
I
tell me,
fought-
how many fights did you do in your amateur career before you went pro? So people can get an idea of, like, it's a trajectory here.
Yes.
So how many fights did you have as an amateur?
I think I had 12 or 13.
Okay, so you went pro after 12 fights. And
Yes,
then how many?
Because they told me, they said, Tori, my coach was like, you've been the oh my God, what's the top? Lord, I can't even think right now. But they was like, you've been the champion all the time. Like, you have to do something. Either
Yeah.
you're gonna stop or you're gonna become pro. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come pro.
Right, exactly.
So, and that's why we moved.
And how many fights have you had before that fight? Pro.
I had 22,
Woo!
maybe
22 pro
21
fights.
Yes.
And so plus the 12, somebody who can do math, that's
Yeah.
a lot of fights.
A lot of fights.
And you lose. I mean, but you won so many. So what's your record at this point?
At this point, let's just say I think I'm like 21-0.
Okay. Say that one more time, Tori Shonuff.
Yes. So
Right.
I'm
You're a
just
champion.
like,
Undefeated.
yes.
So you fight her, and then but you already had in your mind, and then you lose, and then what happened? You spiraled, or you went
I
down?
spiral. I did. And no one knows this. You getting this exclusive for you.
Okay.
I went into depression, kind of
Mm.
darkness. Like, I didn't want to do anything. I left my area. I went down south to my home. I went to
Okay.
my mom because I know she would, make it better.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me?
Yeah.
You are not here because you lost. You here because you don't know how to handle it, Tori. A
Right.
loss is a loss. Look at all the wins that you got. That doesn't make you a failure." She
That's
was
right.
like, "You need to get your bags and go back home and get back in that gym."
How dark did it get though? How
Yeah,
dark, how deep did it get, you know?
it was
Not
bad.
not to a point where you had suicide ideation.
No, I didn't have suicide, but I didn't want boxing anymore. It was
But
crying like
okay.
I'm a failure. Like I'm done with it. And
Right.
just not to get off myself, but when Ronda Rousey, I felt how she felt when she lost the
Mm,
first time.
yeah.
And I just couldn't understand when she lost. I'm like, why does she feel like that? But I felt it. I didn't feel the suicide, but I felt everything else up
Like
to
just
it.
giving up. Well, I was diagnosed in 2020 with depression,
Uh-huh.
PTSD, social anxiety. I spent 19 days. I don't know if you saw any of my shows or anything, but I spent 19 days in a psychiatric hospital.
Wow.
And so I know what depression feels like.
Yes.
It feels this the only way I can
Dark.
describe it is like very debilitating. It's like your body, like everything just like hurts. Your
Yes.
soul hurts, your heart
Yeah.
hurts, your
Your
brain hurts.
everything.
And
Yes.
then when people be happy around you, like, why they so damn
Why
happy?
they so
Like,
happy? You can't
like
stand
you
them.
can't stand happy
Yes.
people. You don't want to see happy. And you almost start to envelop the depression. Like the
Yeah.
depression then becomes easier.
Yeah.
Don't you agree? Like it becomes like
It does. Yeah.
comfortable and it's safer to just hold on to the
Exactly.
depression than to do the work to get
Yes.
better. I know what that feels like.
Yes. Yes. And it's bad. And anybody that goes through depression, like I feel you, you
Yeah.
know. And I heard you was talking about you was married to a basketball player,
Yeah.
and I was engaged to a football player,
Mm.
and the depression was serious. It
Yeah,
was
well, the
serious.
CTE. So, are you concerned ever about CTE? Have you ever had a CAT scan? Have you ever, because boxers, you guys get hit up
Yes.
a lot. So,
Yes.
you have had CT, so it's not anything
Hmm.
neurological or anything. It was just, so were you on medication? Did you self-medicate? How did you get out of it? Or are you still right today? You know,
No, it's I'm gonna say it's God. You
mm,
know, I found like I went to church. That's what I
yeah,
did. My grandma was an always praying woman. And
okay,
she said, it's the devil that wants you to stay there. He wants you to stay in the dark with him. So
yeah,
I was not about to do this. I have children. I have
mhm,
to live for my children. I cannot let them see me this way.
yes,
And I can't stay here. So I started praying. I called my grandma. She would pray with me. My mom would pray with me. Like it was God that got me out,
yeah.
you know?
Well, that's awesome. I mean, I'm just very, very. Oh, we have some. Tori is an amazing woman. Kimberly Curley. Why don't y'all just call in? I'll be telling y'all
Yes,
to call in.
call and
Somebody call
talk to
708
us.
545 2446. Give us a call. Come on now. But
Yes,
I was gonna
I'm ready to talk to
I was
somebody.
gonna say I just want to like acknowledge you for just, if you're saying this is the first time, I mean, you don't say
Yes.
you just told me like you beat your like there's a lot.
Yeah.
And to be that authentic, I want to commend you because you don't know who right now that's watching and listening. Yet that's right. Prayer works, Melanie.
Amen. All
How
the
you
time.
can have an impact on their life. And
Exactly.
I appreciate you so much
Thank you.
for
Thank
just being honest. So we want to, in a minute, I was hoping some people would call me, but people don't call me no more. But you know what? Last time people were calling me and I didn't have my phone wasn't on. Nope. Ain't
Oh Lord. So now your phone on, you don't have no calls.
And I used to be, we started doing the show away from the studio when the studio, they would like call in. I don't think they're
Okay.
getting used to calling this phone and not
Yes.
the studio phone. But I wanted to tell this story. I don't know if I want to tell this story now or later, but it's like oh my God, I am trying to call. Are you calling 708 545 2446? Wait a minute. Or are you calling the other number? You guys, the number is right on the screen. Okay, there we go.
Oh, we got a
They calling
call.
the wrong number.
Yay.
Hi, this is Allison at the Brain Truth. Hello? Hi. Hi, Kamika. How are you?
Hi, Kamika.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Did you have a question or did you want to say anything? What do you want? You want to tell me something?
I just want to say hello. I am enjoying you guys. Tori, you are amazing. Allison, you know you my sister. You are amazing.
Oh, but what wasn't that amazing? Like about the SAD? Did you hear about the seasonal affective disorder?
Yes.
Were you sad yesterday?
I have been sad. It was like yesterday and the day before, and I had to make myself get up and move around.
Isn't that cool?
I'm like this depression. I called my daughter.
Yeah.
And I said, it's something in the atmosphere. There's something going on. And she felt the same. She was crying and everything. I was like, okay.
I just learned that today. It was Blue Monday yesterday. So everybody mark that on your calendar. What did I say? It was the second Monday. Wait a minute.
I
What
think
was
you said, was it the third Monday?
Third Monday in January. So that's like, because you know what? After my birthday, because my birthday is January 12th. And then it's always like right after my birthday, I'll be feeling.
Oh, wow.
That's deep. That's why I'm saying it's something about this mental health, the brain, the weather. We,
and we're going through Mercury Renegade.
Is it Mercury in retrograde right now?
Yes. Yes.
Until February the 5th, I believe.
Okay.
Or the 3rd.
I was asking somebody that the other day when everything was going wrong. Oh, Jam, if Jam is still watching, he was having struggle from 107.3. He was having struggles with his technology and the radio. He couldn't go live. And I was like, are we in Mercury in retrograde? Say I used to keep up with all this stuff. Can you remind me to keep up with all these things, all this kind of stuff to keep us in check? All right, Tamika, thank you. I love you. Thanks for calling.
Hey, I'm celebrating my 44th birthday today, y'all.
Oh, it's your
Happy
birthday?
birthday.
Tori said happy birthday. You got a champion. Say happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
This is the best birthday of your life. Put that on Facebook. Take a screenshot on Facebook and let them know.
I'm getting ready to.
Okay, love you. Happy birthday.
You too.
Okay.
So much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, Derek, you must be calling the wrong number because that's Derek Durr who's fighting for this belt. Maybe you can help him.
Oh, yes.
Tell him how to.
I need y'all to call and talk to us.
Call Derek so she can tell you how you gonna lose weight because you fighting on June 11th. I ain't having the commissioner keep going off me like, you're going to move this fight again? You're going to move this fight again? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Let's get this belt around your body. Okay, so here's the story before I have to bring Dr. Gettings on because then we got to act serious again because Dr. Gettings. Okay. So Dr. Gettings, you're going to love her. But I got to do like this with Dr. Gettings. Because here we go. No, I'm kidding. So do you remember the Tyson-Ruddock rematch in 1992? Mike Tyson. The Tyson-Ruddock rematch, girl, the rematch of this. Oh, but how old are you? Maybe you were 3 or something.
I'm 45, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you were 12 or.
Yes, but
you might not have been in boxing yet. Or.
Yeah, I wasn't. But, I have all the greatest hits of Mike Tyson.
Okay, watch that fight. Anyway, girl,
yes.
It was the
Tyson-Ruddock
rematch. I just have a funny story. I don't know if anybody cares about this story. I'm going to tell it anyway because it's hilarious. So. I go to Vegas with my girlfriends and we just thought we was just going to get into this fight. We got all dressed up. We had our hair diddy and I came with some celebrity friends. I don't want to name drop, but I came with some of my friends with celebrities and they weren't picking up. Well, was it cell phones? I don't even know, but we couldn't get in. Names weren't anywhere. So we started running around the Caesar's Palace trying to open up doors, right? Check this out. So we go through, this door was cracked open because this person was outside smoking through the kitchen. Yeah. We go through the kitchen of Caesar's Palace. And then we go to this door and we both swing the door open. And when we opened it, it was Mike Tyson doing a press conference after he won the fight. He was standing, his back was to us and security cameras. And we swung the doors open and we were like, ah! There's got to be some photos of us somewhere of us going like, ooh, because security went and they grabbed us and stuff like that. And then my friend that was with us failed to tell me that Mike knew her or something. And so they was pulling us away. And he was like, wait a minute, what's up, Cassandra? We were like, so not only did we get in really crazy, but then Mike grabs us and we're walking through Caesar's Palace with him. And so we see the friends, my celebrity friends that did not let me in or didn't have my name. We walking past, I'm like, hey. And I'm like, can we go with you? I'm like, nope. So anyway, that was my little story with Mike Tyson.
That
I
is
ended up
so
being cool
funny.
with Mike for many years after that. And you talk
Yes,
about
he
somebody
is.
that's misunderstood. Have you ever
Yes.
met him? Have you ever? You of course
Yes,
you have.
I've hung
Okay.
out with him. Yes, yes. I love him.
He has
You
a
know,
really
he
pure
was,
soul, doesn't he?
yes, he really does. He is a sweetheart.
He
He is.
is.
But
I'm so glad you said
misunderstood.
that. But he's got mental illness.
Yes.
But it's mental illness, but he is such a good. I mean, when we would go out, he would get. We went to a restaurant once, and he went in the kitchen, got all the pots, and started banging, banging, banging the pots. Okay, yeah, so that's here.
Yeah.
And he paid for everybody's food,
Yeah.
and then he was packing up food, and he was helping them clean dishes.
Yeah.
So it's that balance, and I
Yeah.
just I really like him. So what other famous boxers have you met? Or no?
Oh,
I mean,
oh
you're
my
a
goodness.
champion, so you know everybody, right?
I know quite a few. I know one I do wish I had met, my favorite, Joe Frazier. But
Oh, yeah.
when we supposed to have met, he was sick.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't let him fly. Yes.
Yeah.
But I got Andre Ward. I know Swift Hurd.
Woo!
Oh my goodness, I know a lot.
I met Muhammad Ali. Now, I have a poster. I have a lot of Muhammad Ali stuff. I'm a Muhammad Ali fan. And I was
Whoa.
at an auction in California. I spent a lot of money for this When We Were Kings posters, and it's
Uh-huh.
auction. And I met him. He was at the airport. I was with my sister, who you guys know is an Atlanta housewife, Drew. Shout out to Atlanta Housewives. Says
Shout
that we're
out.
laughing, and that our movie's coming out on Lifetime called Line Sisters.
Amen.
Little plug. Anyway,
Amen.
we were at the airport, and Drew was like, "Oh my God, that is Mike Tyson. Oh my God, Allison, I've been waiting my whole life to meet him." And he was just regular. His wife was rolling him out at O'Hare, and I jump out of the car and I just stand there and go like this. And then she's like, "Say something, say something." And he's like, "Excuse me." The wife was like, "Is everything okay?" I said, "That's Mike Tyson. I mean, I'm sorry, that's Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad.
That's Muhammad Ali." And he just was like, "Yeah, Muhammad Ali." And then they rolled away, and I was standing there. She's like, she had the camera, and she was like, hello." That moment,
Wow.
gone. And I never met
Well,
him.
you missed your chance.
When I went to high school, I went to Homewood Flossmoor High School with his daughter May May and the twins.
Okay.
And I did an article. I was
Oh.
on the school paper, but yeah, that was my time meeting my hero.
Oh.
But anyway, but you met him before? You met Muhammad? You
I
never met him?
like Ali, but it's nothing like Joe Frazier.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true.
I-
Sorry. Joe Frazier, I mean. What about Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't meet him, but he sat right in front of me in New York at Square Garden.
So he didn't turn around. Like, I mean, don't y'all acknowledge each other? Y'all in the same
Yeah,
fraternity.
sometimes, but he has so much entourage. I was just like, bro, can y'all sit down, please? Like, I was
So do
blown away.
men accept women in the sport like at this level? I mean, do you feel like there's
I personally, some of them do, some of them don't.
okay.
Like, I mean, at one point I was like, okay, I'm far from Mayweather, but like I hold the same. But I've actually fought one of his girls in Trinidad and beat her for the WBC belt.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, and
Maybe he
I'm
did
like,
know who you were.
exactly
He's
who
like,
I was then.
he was a
Because then
hater.
They called and was like, "Can we want to sign you?"
Oh,
No.
for real?
Yeah. I was like, no, like I'm okay.
Why? I mean, wouldn't that be?
Because I love the sport so much
You
that
don't want to get.
and that I didn't want to get up that high and then you put me on the shelf. Because
Yeah.
if you get hurt or if you lose, like when she lost that fight, she was on the shelf.
Yeah,
After.
I heard about that could happen. That could happen.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
put that up with Jam. Jam, put that up. Jam said something was hilarious. Oh, I was in Texas and hung out with Evander Holyfield at a club and invited him to my VIP section before he lost part of his So that's Jam. That's the owner of 1073 VIP. Tune into that. Oh, it's one of our stations. Oh my God, you're so silly. Okay, so we got to
that is
bring on
too
Dr.
funny.
Gettings. We got to stop acting. So we got to get back on track. I don't know. Where am I? Sorry, Stephanie, my executive producer. Okay, so I want to bring on Dr. Gettings, who's our brain gang. She's our in-house psychiatrist, but she's dope. So come on in, Dr. Gettings, so we can get back on track. Get us back on track, Dr. Gettings.
Hi.
Where's Dr. Gettings?
Hey y'all on track. I am loving the conversation. I'm loving the energy. So great to meet you, Tori, and hear about your journey through your career. I'm blown away. So everybody's good. We all good.
So let's get back on track with Dr. Gettings. So Dr. Gettings is one of our brain gang. She's one of my friends. She's the dopest psychiatrist. First of all, does she even look like a psychiatrist? She's a doctor, honey, medical doctor. And I was saying earlier how when I call her sometimes, because we be trying to just be friends and be like, hey girl, and then I'll be like, I had such a bad day. She'll be like, well, we need to go through the steps of what the bad day. And I'll be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, doctor. And I'll be like, wow.
Yes.
And so, but we learn how to balance though. But I'm just so honored to have a friend that is a, very prominent psychiatrist, because sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And so I just want to say thank you, Dr. Gettings, because I know you be on the clock and I'm sure I owe you about $9,500 million, but I just appreciate you. So I want to get into I know you were listening.
Yeah.
So I kind of just want you to kind of dive in what your thoughts were and what you see from a clinical perspective, and then go back to tell me what those words meant when I was talking about that. I know you're back.
You were saying syndromal.
Right.
What syndromal, yes. But yes. No, so I heard a lot, just like our audience, of course. And some of the things that kind of stood out to me were you talking about your childhood, growing up as that only girl, which I have one of those in my house. So I'm watching that kind of develop. And just the whole idea of like your sibling relationships kind of involving, I got to defend myself. No, y'all not just going to bully me. No, it's not dish night for me. Okay. So heard that and understand kind of the passion, I guess, or maybe some of the anger that may have developed as a part of that. So just understanding your athleticism and kind of your timeline, if you will. But talking about just like the stress of being a professional athlete, like I really wanted to delve more into that, because as a mental health professional, I work with children and adults. And so I work with a lot of individuals who are basically pursuing sports on an elite level. And it comes with a lot of stress. It's the public eye. It's the what I call sometimes lack of balance in your life. You literally have to be obsessive about what you're doing. And so when we talk about how does mental health play into that, one of the major ingredients of maintaining mental wellness is having a balance. And so that's what I see a lot of times with individuals in that space. They don't have the balance. And then they have the pressure to perform. They have the perfectionistic tendencies. They have the public eye, right? Which adds even more. It's one thing if I lose at something and then nobody see it. It's another thing if I lose at something, everybody and their mama saw it,
Exactly.
Like those things, like when you talk about going home and you lost and being depressed and so defeated. And it is hard a lot of times when there's so much pressure on you to do well, to win, that one time where you don't can become life-altering, life-changing, life-shattering for a lot of people. So I think for sure we need to have more conversations as it relates to mental wellness with professional athletes. I think that the stigma we know is there in general, just talking about mental health, but it's even more stigmatized when you're supposed to be like this superhuman who's always on, and I roll with the punches, I'm always gonna bounce back. Like that's the expectation. And it's hard to live up to that.
And we talked about toxic masculinity. Remember, is there some type of, I don't know if there's another word for athleticism that's sort of similar to toxic masculinity? You know what I mean? Like macho athleticism or toxic.
I don't. One term I've seen is just that superhuman. Like I'm superhuman. Like I'm not even on your level. I don't function like a regular human.
Exactly.
So, that's one term that I've heard. But I do think that that's kind of the norm that's set, and that's the problem. And that's what makes it, like, if you look at statistics, about 35% of elite athletes are reported, through surveys to have struggles with anxiety. Anxiety is like number one. Even if you just think about performance anxiety, me right now, I'm a little nervous, but you've prepared for this big event. It's like so much riding on it. And that pressure alone can be crushing. So
you're right. I'm sorry. I suffered terrible anxiety.
Yeah.
Terrible, to the point where before every fight, I would about to throw up. So I know exactly what you mean. Every fight.
And the way I would tie that into the brain is and this helps us to understand what athletes are pressured with on a daily basis, is our bodies are wired to recognize what is perceived danger, right? And so someone told me one time, they were like, one of the most common fears is death, right? And performing, right, and not doing well is the same as that. It's a social performance death, if you will. And so the amount of anxiety that is naturally elicited in the brain with those types of situations can be so high. And I think we train, especially athletes that are trained coming up for that, they become desensitized, right? It's not the same. But it's still something naturally that we respond to as a fight or flight situation, right? And so that GI distress that you have, the sweating, the heart racing, all of that is your body's natural response to something that's perceived as, oh, but it could go really bad.
Yeah.
So what we gonna do then? And that's the part of it that I think carries a lot of stress. But aside from the actual event, you've got the preparation, you've got the daily training, you've got the balancing work, children, or even for students that I work with, you've got the balancing of curriculum. Like it is at the college level, it can be really bad. What I've seen, I just got to put this out here, but the body dysmorphia and self-image, especially for gymnasts. And I've had an opportunity to work
ice skaters, that ice skating world. I mean, of course, I only watched that movie with the chick that hit her with the.
Oh yes, but
what's that?
Mary Lou,
Nancy Kerrigan.
And what's the Tanya?
That
was some serious. The pressure. So here's my question, Dr. Gettings. Do we need to implement this into, like, okay, so your coach, you have anxiety. I bet he wasn't like, are you having a panic attack? Can we do the 5 things you see? Can we do your grounding? Or is he like, come on, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, are they processing?
We're talking about one of the main things that they have tried to incorporate now, which is
Tanya
Harding. That's what it is.
Thank you, Yvette.
And I remember being a kid watching it on the TV, like, why she do that lady like that? Like, that was so bad. But talking about mental health literacy, that's what you're talking about. Being familiar with terms, understanding symptoms, being able to have a conversation about it. The American College of Sports Medicine has done a lot when it comes to improving our mental health literacy. So it's having conversations that normalize our mental health, right? And when it's not going well, right? And it shouldn't be that complicated, to be honest with you. I watched a talk with this one athlete. She was like, when you injured, the first thing they want you to do is recover. They want you to rest. They want all this attention goes towards your well-being for this physical injury.
Right.
But when it comes to the mental aspects, the poor brain always getting shade. Okay.
Right.
Always shading the brain. But when it comes to that, we don't have the same health literacy. So yes, you're absolutely right, Allison. This needs to be incorporated in training. It needs to be normalized. We need to do mental wellness checks. We need to ask those questions and have conversations.
So I know that Derek has been trying to call. I don't know. He's calling the wrong number. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I had you blocked. I don't know. I'm kidding. No, this is a different phone number. Okay, so this is three-time champion? This is light heavyweight champ Derek Durr, the one I told you that's struggling.
Yes.
So you're here. Talk to your people. Talk to your people. Here you go.
How you doing? I just want to say I thank you for your story, because people finally get to see what a fighters go through, especially when it comes to mental wellness. You know, and how losing a fight can take a toll on a person's mental health. How being out of boxing can drive you to a depression, and to the point that you don't want to get out of bed, and you don't know what your life's going to be like the next day without boxing. Yeah. So I want to thank you for your story and shedding some light on the boxing game and the effects that it has on people. Thank you for that.
And you have your own journey, right? I mean, if you want to share a little bit.
I mean, not to make a long story long, I boxed for a while. Then I was getting back into my groove as far as training, and I had a fight. Then COVID hit, and then I had I won't say a mental breakdown, but I fell deep to a depression. When I thought I was going to come back from my comeback, I fought. Then COVID hit, and it knocked me out of boxing, and I spiraled out of control. You know, so yeah, that's just a small story on the stuff I've been through. But I just want to thank you for sharing a story that people can really understand and get a real in-depth look on the fighter's psyche and what we go through.
Yeah. So you want to talk some? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tori.
And you're welcome. You know, they used to tell me everybody will be on your bandwagon while you're winning. That first loss, everybody jumps off. And it's so true. It's so true. You know, so you have to just be strong. You know, first of all, you're not going to lose. You got to get this belt now. This is a nice belt that I need to see around your waist, okay?
Yes. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
All right. We ready?
But, you know, if God's willing and you do lose down the line, you know, just you know, you need to call and talk to the doctor, because people are not going to be there like they are while you're winning.
Exactly.
And it's going to hurt bad. Yeah. It's going to hurt.
So do you want to talk anything boxing before I let you go?
Yeah, I got two questions for you, right? Who you think have the best jab in the history of boxing?
He said, who do you think has the best jab in the history of boxing? That's the question on the table.
You know,
hey, you gonna say Frazier, I think.
Yeah, I love Frazier, but Frazier's jab wasn't it.
Oh, he said that's impossible, honey.
Yeah, no, Frazier didn't have a jab. I mean, his jab, but he was a power punch. You know, I have to kind of keep it home. And I love the Russells. I know that he may not have the best jab, but Gary Russell hands is ridiculous. Like, I love his jab, all his punches. I love them. Who you think is the best?
Larry Holmes.
Oh, wow. Okay, I can see that.
I think Larry Holmes got the best jab. And I think James Toney got the best defense.
You know, I'm gonna have to think on that one. I don't think he has the best defense, but I'm gonna have to, you know, I'll get back in contact with Miss Jordan and let you know.
All right, Derek. Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. Let's get that belt. Let's get that championship, bro.
Get that belt, man.
That belt.
All right, bye. Okay. I think we had another call, and I mean, he must not be watching the show because he didn't know that I was on a call. But we have another caller. Are you there? Yeah. Okay. This is world champion, NBA world champion, 3-time 3-point champion Craig Hodges on the phone talking to world champion Tori Shonuff Nelson. All these athletes are calling. I feel so special.
Yes.
So have you been listening to the show, Craig?
Yeah. My connection was kind of messed up, so I got some of the stuff going in and out. First of all, peace and blessings to y'all this evening. And from one champion to another, Sister Tori, keep up the good work. Shonuff.
He said,
Shonuff.
So what do you think about, so just the hat's out of the bag. This is my ex-husband. We were married 10 years. We have a 23, 20. Is Jordan 23 or 24? Oh my God. Oh, his birthday is tomorrow.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, I always say this, Craig, and you're going to see it on your documentary, I think. Yes. If I knew what I knew now, then I would have probably thought about when, you stop playing and everything, that you could have been going through some depression. Would you agree?
Well, for me, definitely. And one of the things that I wanted to go back before that point is to the whole issue of mental health, and especially when it comes to athletes. And for, looking at my own career, one of the things that I feel so blessed and was having my Aunt Diane, who is a clinical psychologist in our household. And how many times it would be just us having conversations. And then when I got probably 27, 28, I called her one day and we started having a conversation, and it dawned on me, oh, Auntie, you got me on the couch again. It's a great thing to be able to share just some of the times when, as athletes, we have those times when we may hit the wall and not know what tomorrow brings as far as what the competition, am I going to get to play? Am I going to get this fight in Tori's case? And, and hearing her say, you had a chance to go for, the big dollars and that kind of thing, and they put it on the shelf, and those types of the political pressure that athletes face and student athletes is a lot of times it goes unnoticed by those who aren't in it. And that's why, for anyone, what is normal? Right. What I'm saying? And so many times we try to normalize normal, so normal that everybody should be able to be this or everybody should be able to be that. When in fact, some of the measures that have been put in place systematically deprive people from being able to have a certain confidence about self, because you are behind the 8 ball right away. And we're not able, especially when we look at young men, and I look at myself, okay, when my sons were high school athletes, I know I should be playing in the NBA, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Now, I diagnosed myself from the standpoint of saying, you know what, get my sons off to school and I'm going to lay back down. Get up at 2:30 when it's time for them to get out of school, go upstairs and work out with them, make sure they do their homework, go to sleep. I sit up at night like, damn, what is this going on? And, just looking at it. But the great thing that I had that a lot of people don't have is a great family that I could talk to about whatever.
Incredible family.
And being able to have a certain individual, whether it's family, friend, neighbor, somebody that you can actually vent to, and somebody that can be a sounding board to be like, yo, boy, before you go off and go crazy on somebody, come over and take a look at what you do have going for yourself, what you could be grateful for, why you should be grateful for, what little you may have, as opposed to looking at it from a different standpoint of, of an entitlement standpoint. And I think, with our athletes, we have been given so much so quickly, and we think that we've earned it. So a lot of times when that same political pressure, political power can pull it away from you, now you're scrapping for something that you never built as a foundation. So if the whole mental issue of things now is coming to the fore, and it's cool because people are able to talk about things more forthrightly and have a support base. So it's cool with social media and the stuff that you're doing as far as your show is concerned and other people's.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I have a question. Mr. Craig, how did you feel as when you retired, and now you're not that NBA player anymore?
No,
now you just.
I'm not going to cut you off real quick. To this day, I don't consider myself retired.
That's what I said. He didn't retire. He didn't have the glory to retire.
For me, it was one of the things where now, even where I am now in my life, I wake up some mornings, I'll be like, I'm thinking about doing something workout wise, and then I have to remind myself that now I'm working out just to stay toned. I'm not working out for competition. My mindset, and as far as work, my mindset, where the competitive level is now, it's about writing, it's about social justice, it's about humanitarian projects. That my energy, instead of doing a spin move and a 3-pointer, now it's write down this stuff. We're going to figure out how we can have coalitions and build on unity. And how we can make the planet a better place. So a lot of times when I look at some of my teammates, in some ways, I'm glad, sister, that I didn't retire, because when I look at some of my brothers, retirement almost means like just sit somewhere and eat yourself into a doldrum,
Yes, because
it's one of those things, and like when I was listening to you, and you have an opportunity to maybe take a big fight, but you don't know the makings of what's going on in the background. And as far as I done won 2 world championships and 3 consecutive titles, something no one has ever done in the game. And then the next thing I know,
go Craig.
I'm seeing come around in October. And I'm not there, so I can see how it could be if you're looking for another fight or the big fight, and then those powers that be said, you know what, we're gonna bring up someone from around here, and then you have to, like you say, what is retirement, and what do you foresee that being? To me, I'm like, it's a word that almost needs to be stripped from our vocabulary, because it's a thing that,
that's a cool perspective. Don't retire, just aspire.
I wish he had told me that when I aspired, I guess.
So did you? So you're retired, Tori?
Yes, I just retired. When the COVID hit 20.
Well, you aspire. We're gonna change that word right now. We're gonna coin. I didn't retire. I aspire. Can you get a T-shirt made so we can make some money, Craig? I don't retire. I aspire.
And what's so crazy, honestly, when we stop and we look at the great stuff that's happened in our lives, whatever it may be, whoever you may be, whatever vein of life you're in, that it's been a key. It's been a key that unlocked something in you to give you that certain drive for that. Okay?
Yeah.
And what we've been taught is limitation in our vocabulary and the way that we speak. So we've been taught, oh, you lived 70 years, you lived a good life. When if we stop and we think just in terms of, if we teach our children, how many trips is this around the sun? And then we have a journey around the sun, and this is my 61st journey around the sun, and I'm heading towards 62 journeys. And that knowing that the sun don't ever stop coming up and down, how much time that has been illusionary, that we have been mandated to, this is how long you get to live. When in fact, we are limitless, in the amount of blows you took, Sister Hill, when some things said, man, I can't take this, but hey, I took it and got through it and saw to the other side that, oh, whoa. There's a certain something in me that's in me that nobody can take away, nobody can quantify. You know what I'm saying? And it's a certain depth that is endless. And that's the part that for me is when I look at where I am in my life, and I still have a silly mentality towards what I see as this illusionary matrix of things. That, hey, I was blessed to be a student athlete. So being a student athlete, I get to play for a living. And now in that same mentality, how is this energy? Because when I say play, it's energetics.
Yeah.
How do I keep this energy going in another area that interests me, that I have passion for?
Well, one thing that I can say about Craig, because I like to talk about Craig, he's, we're friends. And not only can we just brag about your rings and all your championships, but what's I'm most impressed, and that's what he impresses upon his beautiful 4 sons, is Craig had a whole career. Was it 14 years? I don't know. And no technical fouls.
Hey, man.
So that means he played by the rules,
And he had patience.
He took his ego, right? And he played the sport.
Yes.
You know, one thing, and sisters, the thing I'm gonna say, and it's cool that it's sisters, because I was talking to someone today and saying how I was so blessed to come into a household in 1960. That was a household with my mom, her 8 brothers and sisters. Okay,
Yeah.
5 women and 3 boys. My granddaddy made the 4th brother. My grandma made the 6th sister. So now we have this household that I'm born into, where the sisters are the dominant. If it was a vote, they got the majority. So,
right. There's a whole bunch of women in your family.
What I was raised under was, you know, yeah, boy, that sports is good, but you're gonna be a student first.
That's right.
And they hammered that into me. Yes, same way my sister punched me in the chest until she said, "Boy, you ain't gonna not be a gentleman."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I never touched a door. Am I right?
So it's certain things. Well, you know, it's a blessing. It's certain things.
Jordan was not even walking. He was like crawling and opening the door for me. Chris, I open that door. That's your mama. You don't believe in that.
Those are the fundamental principles that, when, you know, once again, being blessed to sit at a table with granny, my aunts, and my uncles, and see the intellectual side and discipline side from the sisterhood, and the side, and, you know, once again, it was that generation of tough love, you know, where the brothers did the heavy lifting and the sisters got ready to go to church on Sunday, and we got ready for the football games.
Well, I appreciate you calling in. I know there's this one story. Can I just tell there's another story? I like telling stories tonight. I'm a storyteller tonight. But so your record of making the 3 points was 21 in a row. Wait a minute, 19 in a row.
19.
Okay, 19. Okay, so check game. So that's what y'all saw. But he was on a team called the Chicago Legends. It was like all the old legends that played the like baseball, football, whatever. And so we were married. We used to have like, you know, you got to make so many or whatever. And you got to cook or rub and feed or whatever. Anyway, he made, and I promise you, tell me if I'm wrong. All right. He made 19 that y'all saw. It was over 22, 23 3 points. And the only reason he couldn't kept going was this chick in the stands went crazy. And she went, ah! And then he did like this and looked away. I was like ready to beat her down. I was like, we're about to go world's record right now.
Right? It's supposed to be boxing going on. Wow.
Who knows the stuff that you see in the ring,
right?
Compared to the training.
Yeah.
The training, you know, that's great. In the ring, there's people eating popcorn and all of that.
How many 3 points have you actually made then outside of the NBA World Champion?
I couldn't even tell you.
Could it be over 30?
Easily. That's not
easily. So he has a CD. I know it's probably old. Is it a VHS? Oh, man. But I don't know. I hope he made it into a DVD. But it's a 3 point. It's called the 3 point, behind the 3 point or something like that. Behind the line. You have a book out that you can get on Amazon, right?
Yes, it's called Long Shot: Struggle and Triumphs of an NBA Freedom Fighter.
Yep.
And we have the documentary, should be out hopefully late fall.
And that the name of the documentary is?
That's still up in the air.
Okay. It should be called Allison's story. Because I'm in it. I had to tell story now. So, but yeah, so you can Google. I don't know if you know his. Jordan's dad. All right, Craig. Well, I so appreciate you coming on the show and talking to us. You have any final words, Tori, to the world champion here?
I want to tell him thank you. Thank you for the wisdom. Yeah. I wish y'all had you around while I was still boxing.
Well, he's around now. He's around now.
Now we can teach some other young ones how to figure it out.
Amen.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget to call Jordy. All right. Peace and love. Okay. Yay. Look at that.
Yes.
Don't you just love him? You can just listen to him talk all day.
All day. That's
we
wisdom.
Just keep going and going and going. We be here 10 o'clock, but it's always wealth of knowledge. So I don't know if you know his story. You don't know that we were the first people to sue the NBA for collusion.
Wow.
So he was Colin Kaepernick before Colin Kaepernick. Girl, Google him. Girl, he all over everything. He wore the dashiki to the White House. and gave President Bush a letter to told him to address the disenfranchised and impoverishing his nation now or else.
Wow.
And then after that, it was like, bye, boy. Yes, they call him the rabble rouser. He talked against you know who, and just not talk against, but he was always about social justice. He was telling players, you know, to go back. Each team, he would say, throw your one paycheck in the floor. All y'all throw y'all paychecks in the floor, and we can go rebuild our community one by one, just off of one, you know, whatever. And he was just always this global thinker, you know. So yeah, I pray for him every day, even though we're not. Sorry. Because when you're married to a man who risked it all for the world, you know, that's exceptional. And so, you know, Tori, I commend you because you did what it took. You said you dropped off your kids. You fought to save your mental stability. You wanted to do something, you recognized it. And so for that, that's why I believe champions are made of. I think when the foundation is rooted in something bigger than yourself.
Yes,
you know?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to thank you for being here. We at the Brain Tube, we can literally be on this show all night. We just
all night.
But I just want to, you know, wrap it up. I know, Tori, I know you want to leave some people with some words. Tell us anything, how to reach you. I think we have some way to reach you also, but give us some parting words as a female athlete, you know, at the top of your game. And then we'll put that up, Krishana. Thank you.
As a female athlete, females, first of all, I want to let you know you are just as good as males. You can do just as much as they do, if not better. Do not let no one tell you what you cannot do. And if it hasn't been done, don't let them tell you it can't be. They don't know what God has for you, you know? So keep your faith and let God show them what he made you to do. And as for an athlete, male and female, don't get lost in being an athlete. Always know you for you. Have that personal life. I know it's not easy, but try your best, because once it's over, it's gonna hurt, because people will not know you for who you are. They're gonna know you for what you've done. And like, I'm known as Shonuff, but that's not me. I'm Tori now. I don't box anymore. But I mean, so just make sure you don't lose who you are.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what's next for Shonuff?
Now, my publicist and I.
When I love your publicist, shout out to Desiree. Give her a big shout out. She is. Let me tell y'all something. I just wake up just to look at her because she is lovely and gorgeous.
Isn't she beautiful?
Beautiful spirit.
And out.
Inside and out. Just gonna say it. She just did that big thing with Needy Leaks on the cover of Sheen.
Yes.
And she's just dope. She's dope. Okay, so go on. What's next?
So, my publicist, Miss Desiree Vincent, and I are now working on getting booked for motivational speaking.
Oh,
you know, yes,
awesome.
I need to get out here. Y'all call us, book us, because I need to motivate some of y'all. You know, you need to get that knowledge. You know, like. Right. And so that's what we're working on now. So
well, you don't have to work on it. If you got Desiree, I've been trying to get Desiree. How can I get her as my publicist?
No. She booked me. She booked
busy, Allison.
If you have Desiree, you'll be definitely somewhere. So put up the screen on how we can stay in touch with Tori. There's Tori Shonuff Nelson. Yes. She's a motivational speaker, a boxing Hall of Famer. For booking information, there's all on there. You can email. I say take a screenshot right now. If you don't see this, please always go to thebraintruth.com. Shoot us an email in case you want to still get in touch with her. We'll make sure we direct everybody to our wonderful, incredible championship, Tori Shonuff Nelson. So, Dr. Getting, do you have any? Oh, I'm sorry. You want to say something?
Yes, let them know. October 22nd, meet us in Vegas. It's Hall of Fame time, baby.
Wait a minute. What's happening?
October 22nd, I get inducted in the Hall of
Fame.
Are
you kidding me? Are you kidding? Say that. Wait a minute. Let me write that down. It's when? Say what?
October 22nd.
Las Vegas. You're getting inducted in the Hall of Fame.
In the Hall of Fame.
Bravo to you, sister.
Glory to God. Oh, it is not me.
Please
That's God
try
all
to,
day.
yes,
That's
try to
God.
do like a Facebook Live or event, or Desiree hook that
Yes.
up. Desiree, for all of you watching, Tori's being inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame October. Find out more on her page or mine. We will. Yes, go to Desiree Benson's page, go to her page, and then please, guys, shonuffnelson.com. Please do a live event or something.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, Miss Desiree got it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, do a live event so we can all watch this. Bravo to you.
And can I say one more big shout out? I'm sorry. A big
Give
shout
your
out
shout outs,
to
girl.
Mr. Gigi, because he made oh my goodness.
Who did you just say? Who?
Mr. Gigi Glenn Gordon has made a belt for me to promote, you know, for your sciatic nerves. I'm telling you, a lumbar belt that you all need to go on my website and check it out.
Let me write that down.
It's
We have tell James Stockton about that, huh, Dr. Gettings?
Yes, low back pain, #1 cause for trips to the
Say
ER.
it again. Say that. Say it real fast.
Lower back pain, number one presenting issue in the ER. Lower back pain. So
well, if they get a Shonuff Nelson lumbar belt,
yes.
And also we talk about Dr. Gettings and Dr. Stockton, who's a chiropractor. He's part of our brain gang, and talk about inflammation that contributes to depression.
Absolutely, 100%.
So tell us about that, Dr. Gettings, and then as usual, you get the closing word. How do we wrap this all into the brain and everything? Let's go.
Everything we've discussed tonight, our fabulous audience, all links back to the brain, right? So we had the amazing Tori Shonuff, and I love your name because I am a huge fan of Last Dragon. Okay, so all right. But we clearly covered here why it's important for us all to develop in a healthy state of mind despite any of our aspirations. We need to keep balance. We need to make sure that we're looking out for our mental health. We need to improve our mental health literacy. And I'll just add this other tidbit because all athletes know the benefits of regular exercise, which decreases inflammation in the body and also in your brain, which helps your mood, helps your overall functioning. And I hope in a future episode we can dive a little bit more into that whole seasonal affective disorder, because that's one of my favorites.
I want to do a whole show on SAD.
We need to do a show on SAD, treatment, the cause, all of it, the risk factors, because I am in Florida because of SAD. I got a whole testimony.
Wow. Because I heard a lot of people that live in DC, is that Seattle, wherever it rains a lot,
Seattle,
depression and suicide, right? Okay.
So really SAD is secondary to decreased intake of sunlight, the circadian rhythm, your super chiasmatic nucleus.
Woo! Ain't she a doctor?
That's better than
she be having some real doctory words. I love it. Say that one more time for me in the back. Me in the back. Say it one time.
Chiasmatic nucleus, the SCN, which correlates or works with your pineal gland and the release of melatonin. And when we get in decreased sunlight, that has a huge impact on our hormones, our mood, our vitamin D levels. So really it all boils down to light exposure. So that sad day, Blue Monday, starting in the fall, carrying through winter, all of that is super important this time of year. So let's keep our mental health strong. Get you a light lamp, or we call it a SAD lamp. Shine that on you 20 minutes a day for all my peeps still in Chicago, or come visit me here in South Florida.
Yes. And she hit that, because when I was at my lowest, I was at a D, vitamin D was at a 6, and it should be like at a 69 or something.
Come on now.
And I had to start taking 5,000 IUs daily. And so Black people specifically, check your vitamin D.
Check your vitamin D and take vitamin D during the winter. I take 2,000 IUs a day. I live by it, even after moving. Vitamin D is very important.
I need to get back on it too, because I haven't taken it in about 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Well, winter is the perfect time.
I need to. Maybe that's why I'm sad. And
get you some vitamin D in your life.
Vitamin D. Woo. Okay.
Well, thank you, doctor, for that information.
Yes. Thank you so much.
It
was a pleasure meeting you. And thank you so much for all of your information and feedback and just your testimony. I think it's great.
Awesome. Well, I had a fun show, guys. So thank you to all my guests. You guys, I am definitely going to take my vitamin D tonight, and I just learned a lot. So I want to encourage our audience to continue to support us. I wish we could put that Cash App back up there, Krishana, but please keep supporting us. If you want to sponsor the show, please go to www.thebraintruth.com. Follow us on Facebook at The Brain Truth Radio and on Instagram at The Brain Truth Official. So tune in next week. I'm very excited. I think when Stephanie told me about the show next week, I got real bubble guts. So next week's show is world renowned. She's my guru. One of my spiritual advisors is Sister Jenna. Sister Jenna is the founder of the Meditation Museum and the host of American Meditating Radio. She is one of the top 100 most influential thought leaders. And she's my reason, one of the reasons besides vitamin D therapy and everything. She was one of my reasons on how I was able to raise my soul consciousness and really get into my meditation. I'm off meds, and just really when I'm feeling kind of like, I go right to that place. So anyway, thank you guys for this episode. There we go with The Brain Truth. And Tuesday, January 25th, we'll be interviewing Sister Jenna. So that's it for episode 2.2. See you guys next week on thebraintruth.com with Allison Jordan, on intellectualradio.com and iHeartRadio station. Thank you, ladies. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.